Are you looking to make your next event sizzle? Then you want to get in touch with Lee Entertainment. Mark Lee, the founder of Lee Entertainment, has worked with such notable festivals as the Art of Cool, the National Black Theater Festival, the Bull Durham Blues Festival, and the Durham Centerfest, as well as the Festival of the Eno. And it definitely can provide you with some great entertainers as well as help you make your event sizzle if you're looking forward to trying to have an event in your town. Mark Lee is willing to travel anywhere in this country to make your event sizzle and has entertainers that are also willing to travel as well. So if you're looking for quality entertainment, definitely get in touch at bluesradio@gmail.com.
And now for our feature presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
You're listening to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Call in to join the conversation at 646-668-8393.
Welcome to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. It's the six-man Dean Geronimo in the studio with Mark Lee, and we welcome you to yet another exciting episode of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the beginning of February 2019. It's the six-man Dean Geronimo, and as always, from NJ to NC, I'm in the studio with my man Mark Lee. So, Mark, tell me what's good in your neck of the woods, my brother.
But for one thing, it doesn't feel like February. It's like early today, it was like about 60 or 70 degrees. And I think they said on Wednesday or Thursday of this week, we're supposed to hit like 78. So we're having like an early spring here in North Carolina. So it does not feel like winter in the least bit right now. I mean, I know that the other parts of the country, they're getting hit with snow and ice and all kinds of other crazy weather. But right now, we are having some very mild and wonderful weather. This is like just enjoying ourselves. I saw some people out there walking with short sleeves and people taking off their jackets and their sweaters and just acting like it was just the best thing to be out there. I stopped by a restaurant earlier and there were folks out there just, usually it's cold, supposed to be in the restaurant, but no, they were outside on the chairs and the tables out there having their lunch on the outside and having their, I think there might even been some meetings in some classrooms probably going on outside because that's the kind of weather that's going on in Durham. I'm not that far from the Duke campus, so I'm thinking that there might have, if I had sold over that far, I might have seen some folks having classrooms in the outdoors because the weather has been so wonderful.
It was indeed beautiful, man. It was about 63, 64 degrees up here in Jersey, so we greatly appreciate that weather during this time of year, man. But you also got to be careful because this is also the season where people get sick.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. Because, sometimes you're not prepared whatsoever. You have the wrong kind of clothes, and you'll think that the weather's going to be one thing, and then the weather will switch up on you in a minute. Actually, I was checking out one of the other shows that I listen to regularly, a guy from India that talks about the New York Times every Sunday, and he actually had a weatherman on. I'm trying to get that same weatherman who is a hospital professor to come on our show, but that's one of the things he was talking about was global warming and how it is a real thing, and also talking about some of the things that are you have to be prepared for when you're prepared for the weather. And he also was, giving the weatherman his due, saying that the weatherman isn't as bad as he thinks he is, and sometimes he might be more active than we're trying to give him credit for. But hey, so of course he's not going to knock his own feet.
Exactly, man, and that global warming. I don't know if it warms up enough. Will winter go away? I'm just curious.
Well, we're going to have to ask that gentleman, that Jason, I believe is his name, but I'm trying to line him up for. I know he said he's got a Monday class, so it'll probably be toward the end of the semester, but we're going to have to ask him if that means that we're going to go from 4 seasons to 3 or maybe even 2. But, there are some places in the world. That's one of the things he mentioned was that, there are places where the forecast is very radical in the way that it changes, and it might be very drastic in the changes in the weather. And then you got other places where the weatherman probably should just do the same forecast all the time because it's pretty much the same weather.
Well, that's true. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe I could go with spring, summer, and fall year round. You know, and leave the winter time out of it, man. Let the snow go somewhere else where it can be appreciated. I know some people here on the East Coast, not here in Jersey, not at all, but point south, like down there where you are, you have some people like, I'm going to do a snow dance. And I'm like, yo, if you really want to do a snow dance, just come up here. In fact, go further north, closer to Canada, and let's see if you would do that same dance when all that snow gets up there, man.
Like I said, I had enough of the snow a long time ago when I was in Milwaukee going to school and saw that snow up there. So I had my feel for life, and of course, not that long ago, it's healed, and it was actually, now that I think about it, it didn't take a minute, but there was a time that I went and was trying to get to another radio station to be a supportive person, and it was doing I believe it was an ice storm, not a snowstorm, but I slipped and fell and cracked my bones. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of jumping around in ice and snow because I know what it can lead to. I've had that happen where I had to go to the hospital, and then I've had a couple of, minor little falls and breaks up that I had to go back to the hospital. But, you know, I definitely ached when I hit that bottom and hit that ground. So I'm not a big fan of ice and snow because I know all it takes is one little quick slip and you'll go up in the air, and sometimes when you land, you'll hear that crack. And I know that's a crack that some of you that are in the sport are all too familiar with, but I did not like hearing it, and I'm not trying to do it again.
I don't blame you, bro, because it'll be something bad, man. It would not be a good thing at all. I know yesterday. Go ahead.
And things are not a good thing. You know, I'm really checking on Facebook, checking out what people have been saying. I did watch the game. I watched it first half and the halftime show at a local sports bar, and then I went and checked the rest at a restaurant that was close by. You know, do a match transit thing. So I had to work around that schedule because the game was going over when the buses were running. But I was not all that impressed. You know, 3-3 going into the third quarter, and yes, the Patriots did win, and they are an awesome team. But I don't know about you, but I think that might have had to been one of the most boring Super Bowls that I've seen in a while. And you know, Adam Levine and the Real Five, they did an all right job. I actually think that Gladys Knight and those two sisters blew them away with the opening part of it. But, you know, a lot of people online were they're not thrilled by any part of the Super Bowl. And I don't think you have to do anything with the fact that the Patriots won. I just think that it was not the greatest thing in the world. A friend of mine was a Patriots fan. It was at the game. Matter of fact, it's my one of my cousins and her husband. They were at the game. Because they're diehard Patriots fans. I believe they even met in the Boston area. I invited them to call us in and tell us what the experience was like. But when I asked them about the game and everything, they're very excited that their Patriots won. But as far as the halftime show, their exact words were super whack.
Well, you know what? I think people are trying to find where they actually fit in on a argument that is nothing but that. And I say that because, you know, you got people that are trying to browbeat you like, I watch football. I have never stopped watching football. And, you know, like, you're like, oh, well, Colin Kaepernick stood for us. I'm like, no. He stood for a cause. The issue was, I speak from a place of logic. You can't put something on your back and then expect the powers that pay your check or whatever to just go along with it. Maybe if you would have done it in reverse, you may have had a different outcome. But maybe if you had not opted out of your contract, then you may have gotten picked up by somebody. It's a whole lot of different variables in there. And I went to a Giants-Cowboys game a few weeks before the playoffs. Man, trust me, for those of y'all that are boycotting football, do what you do, but don't start getting on we bragging about we shutting this down. You're not shutting anything down because as many people still support the league and everything else, but yet still no one wants to actually talk about, the brother around the way that got killed for whatever reason by the police or by somebody else. They're not talking about that. So what? Jay-Z boycotted the. He's not hot in these streets anymore. Sit your ass down somewhere, dog. You know what I mean? Cardi B, she doesn't want to do it, but she's in the Super Bowl commercial, and she did one of those pre-Super Bowl parties. So you can't talk out of both sides of your neck. Pick what you're going to do. If you're going to watch football, watch football. If you're not going to watch football, don't watch it. No one really gives a damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when you want to talk about the real issues, then maybe people will start listening to you. But when these brothers and sisters are being treated unfairly by those in law enforcement that believe they have a power more than they actually do, and you won't say anything about that, but you're going to try to condemn Gladys Knight, who's a legend and who did very well singing the national anthem. You know what I'm saying? Do I agree with the wording of it? Nah, I don't. But you know what? That was written in a different time. I wasn't there. I don't know what it's like to be a slave. I know our people went through a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm not going to jump down somebody's neck now for something that somebody else did. And that's the thing we got to learn. Like, everybody has a different point of view. You like oranges, I like honeydew melon. You know what I'm saying? And I can't get mad at you because you like those oranges. We have to respect the differences in people. And Facebook's going to get somebody seriously injured, man, because there's a whole bunch of keyboard warriors out there. I'm just keeping it real. You don't know me. You're exactly right. And you don't know me. So before you pop slick, you might want to think somebody might show up at your front door and finish what you started, or you might run across one of those people that you talk real tough to, and now they face to face. What are you going to do? Please don't tell me, oh, don't go into that, oh, we just had a misunderstanding, because some people are not going to understand. People have got killed over Facebook posts, running their mouth ran faster than their brain. So you got to slow it down. What's important? It's more Quakers than Klansmen. That's a fact. So you can't blame everything that goes wrong. It's because I'm black. Nah, man, get that shit out your system. Because if that was the case, we'd all be hemmed up and we'd be in a bad place. Everybody that looks like you is not with you, and everybody that does not look like you is not against you. When you get out of your damn feelings and you start using logic, you'll be able to differentiate the two. But until then, the ones that run on emotion, they have something to say about everything. But then when you hit them with the $1 million question, so what are you going to do about it? They get quiet.
Oh, yeah, they get totally quiet. There's no doubt they get quiet. You get sitting there going like, what's going on here? But, I did see that the Orange Man, as some people like to call him, that he made a statement about football, which I guess the people are jumping on as well, because apparently he was like saying that, he because of the injuries that are there, the way that the injuries are handled, and things of that nature, that he would not let his younger son, the one that could play football because he's in grade school level, that he was not going to let him play. Now, I'm not knocking anybody and their kids. I don't know the child that well, but I do know some people that play football. I don't know that he was going to be stepping onto a trial anyway. He does not look like the type that's going to be on the football field from what I saw. Like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not knocking the man. I'm not knocking
right.
And I don't know what? I know that very tough things that are going on in the world, but I'm just saying, what I saw did not look like a man that's going to step onto the football field in the first place.
You know what? You might be right on that. You're like, yo, dog, your son, he might be on the football field, but he might be in the band. He might be, one of the trainers, but he's not going to be out there getting blasted by a linebacker or a cornerback or nothing like that. The one play, and it was a defensive game, that for me, having played football and, I can respect that because they were